Good morning, my dear children. Today we learn early means of transport, social study class 3, CBSE board. Early means of transport, that is a key concept of invention of wheel transport system in olden days. Travel is an important part of our daily lives. We travel to go to school, office, market, and hospital. We travel to visit our friends and relatives home, and during our vacation we travel and visit different tourist places. We can travel on foot or can use different vehicles such as bicycle, car, bus, train, and aeroplane. Is it true? Do you travel anywhere with this type of vehicles? You can learn the vehicles in your class 1, class 2 social studies, and here you can learn how to use this type of vehicles for the transport or the traveling ways. So, in earlier times, there were no vehicles. People walked on the foot or used animals such as horses and camel to travel. So, the most important event in history of travel was invention of wheel. How to they invented wheel? It is very important. So you can see here that the early man pulling the cart without wheels. Look at here, my dear children. Here the man pulling it without wheels. After that, the early man placing wooden logs under the cart. Then the innovation of wheel. So look back that how they are doing their work, and nowadays we just press a button and we cover our all work. Is it? So long back, early men used floating logs or bricks of wood of water to travel. They tried to few logs together and made a raft. They transport heavy loads of these rafts. So it is very difficult to travel on land with heavy loads. Look at this man. He take lots of logs. You can't carry your school bag. It is very heavy. You complain also that too much heavy bag, we can't survive this type of bag to pulling. But the early man, how much they do their work and how much difficult their work. They use cars or sledge and pulled them. It is very difficult to pull them on an even surface. Then they notice tree trunk rolling easily. They pull it their cars on the logs and pull them, and it was now easier to move the carts on the uneven surface. Then they cut out the pieces of log and fit them into cart. This is how wheel was innovated. Look at here. Here is the full of log, and next they think that no need full of log, we need the circle things and put it four side, and then it easily to ride. Next, early human also invented the pottery wheels. They made pots out of the clay. They dried of the pot in the sun, dried, and then baked them in a fire. This made the pot stronger. They stored grain in these clay pots. Then they use for their cooking and the drinking water. Stop to answer. Can you name one means of transport that does not use wheels? think it and write in on your page. Next, early means of transport. Invention of the wheel lead to the development of different means of transport that use the wheel. People began to use bullock carts, camel cars, horse tonga, and kings and queens travel in a special vehicle called charitos. And then, however, even then, traveling long distance look a long time, travel finally become easy and fast with the invention of modern means of transport such a car, train, and aeroplane. By the way, children, if you walk to your home and you will go Delhi by your foot, is it easy? But the early men do that type of work. They walk and go far and far away. But nowadays we book a ticket and we take aeroplane and we go within an hour to here to other country. Next, evolution of a modern transport. How to develop that nowadays function of the transport and the early days the transportation. In 1807, Francis Rivas designed the first car which ran on hydrogen used for the car. Karl Benz, Germany, developed the first modern automobiles in 1886. Good to know when in 1672, Ferdinand Warwist developed the system power of vehicle of Chinese emperor. In 1900, the first commercial motor car model T4 was made in America. It was cheap and built in the huge number. Look at this picture. This one is a first aeroplane. Earliest rail were known as the wagon ways. So the invention of the system engine greatly helped rail travel. The first basic steam engine was developed by Thomas Newcomen in 1781. James Watt and created the steam engine that was widely used in the train where steam produced from the water and coal fueled the engine. So who can introduce the steam engine? James Watt. Next, the first aeroplane was built American brother Wilbur and Orville Wright brothers in 1903, and the plane was called the Wright Flyer, and this was the beginning of the air travel. So think the 1903, that means we got the independence 1947, so only 1903 we find this Wright Flyer, and nowadays we go aeroplane for here and there. How much develop our country, and nowadays we see the AI also, is it? So transportation in India, when the British start ruling over the India, they found it difficult to travel to the different parts of the vast country using the traditional means of transport. In India, goods were transported mainly by the bullock carts, mules and camels. As these means of transport stop moving, it is difficult to have a proper training network all over the country. country. The British soon realized that the cheaper and faster means of transport was necessary, so they introduced steamship on the rivers and set up the improved roads. They also introduced the Railway of India. The first railway line in Bombay to Thane was opened in 1853, and railway line of the Mumbai to Thane, this one is very first of railway transport in our India. And look, Britishers are not good, is it? Because they destroy our nation, our country. But one thing, my dear children, you think that if they are not come in our country, we I think we are in now 18th century, because they introduce modern type of technology, modern type of transport and education also they introduce in our country. Yes, it is true, they destroy our country also. They take all the privilege in our country, but they give us lots of things whatever we use, and we develop our country very easily from their innovation and their technology also. And we nowadays also we take lots of innovation from them, and we produce different type of things, and we develop our nation. And you can see here the railway of line, the Mumbai to Thane. Nowadays we how much develop in our transportation, and nowadays we think for the bullet train also, and the Vande Bharat Express. This is the new modern transportation, and we reach little more time, and we reach our destination. So my dear children, you know that this one very important transportation, you can read thoroughly every part of this chapter, and you can ask any question from this chapter, and you can see all that line very properly. Is it very good to learn every chapter thoroughly. Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye.